Former New Hampshire congressional candidate Matt Mowers. Matt, look, she's off to a perfect start. She's 6 for 6. But in reality, if she does not outright win tonight, what is the margin that you are looking for where she will say, look, I'm going to continue with this campaign or I'm out?
Well, I don't expect it to be a shutout, unlike in Dixville Notch at midnight. But, you know, look, I think she's got to keep it within 10. If she's able to do that, she's going to show that she was able to build a campaign in states like New Hampshire. Now, there's a lot of things going for her. And honestly, for any candidate that would have emerged as the non-Trump candidate, you have a number of independents that are going to make up almost half of the electorate, probably about 45 to 47%, according to most polls. So that was the independent or unaffiliated voters. You've got a popular Republican governor in Chris Sununu, who is campaigning almost like her running mate right now. And so if she can do that, if she can show that she can bring it close to Donald Trump here in New Hampshire, she can then look to other states that have open primaries or potentially no party registration states, including South Carolina, her home state, but also then looking to states like Michigan and a whole host of other states that have similar types of voting patterns on Super Tuesday.
In terms of the issues, going all the way back to Iowa last week, exit polls show that immigration was the #1 issue on people's minds. What do you think is going to be driving people to the polls in New Hampshire?
Well, you know, every state is a border state, and actually in the case of New Hampshire, we truly are a border state with the Canadian border. We've actually seen an uptick in the amount of illegal crossings of the northern border, including a lot of movement of drugs. And so it impacts folks in New Hampshire just as much as many other states across the country. And so I expect it's going to be the border, but also small businesses are the backbone of the New Hampshire economy. And so rising inflation continues to be one of the #1 issues here, alongside concerns about security on the southern border.
Meantime, Democrats, they're doing something tonight as well. They hope President Biden gets enough write-in votes. But here are some angry New Hampshire voters. Listen.
Well, I'm kind of angry about it. And some people have said, why should we write his name in when he won't even give us the time of day?
We're disappointed this year not to have the Democratic primary, and that's why we're doing this, because it's not meaningless like the DNC says. It really is meaningful.
I think, you know, the Democratic National Committee has said that the primary, the Democratic primary here is not relevant or real, and I think that's just nonsense.
Neighbors. These are the people you live with and around. Are there enough betrayed New Hampshire Democrats to somehow give Joe Biden a loss tonight?
I mean, I don't think you're going to have enough to create a loss, but it is going to be a closer than expected scare for Joe Biden. You know, the challenge you have is that every single Democrat elected official, so Jeanne Shaheen, Maggie Hassan, the 2 U.S. senators, as well as the 2 members of Congress, have gone out and publicly said they're writing in Joe Biden. They're telegraphing that message to grassroots Democratic activists to show a sign of their belief in collectivism and just kind of all fall in line, by the way. The advertising sent out and direct mail pieces on social media by the write-in Biden campaign shows the communist fist on the to stand in solidarity with Joe Biden, and that shows the type of collective groupthink that's happening right now in the Democratic Party. With that said, you know, I think Dean Phillips, who's invested $5 million of his own money into this race, who's out there working hard. I've run into him now a couple of times on the campaign trail. Super nice guy, by the way. He's out there. I think he's going to overperform what many folks were expecting. Recent polls show he might even be getting close to a third of the vote, or somewhere in the 20s. If he does that, it's certainly a message to Joe Biden about frustration from Democratic Party activists, and whether that's because of overall dissatisfaction with his administration or potentially because he decided to try to kill off the first of the nation primary here in New Hampshire.
Well, the polls open in T-minus 49 minutes and 51 seconds.
The camera's hiding it a little bit. Yeah.
So it's going to be an exciting day in New Hampshire. But who's counting? Matt, thank you so much for joining us, giving us your perspective. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.